And
Okay.
we are live. Good morning. It's so good to have you all here with us. Thank you so much for joining us. We just want to say thank you. If you've been listening to us on podcasts, thank you so much.
Wait,
Don't forget to subscribe. And if you're just watching, you can get us on
it was the wrong
StreamYard.
one.
You can get
Sorry.
us on all good. You can get us on Spotify, iTunes. We are turning into a podcast all over the world, and we're so happy to have each of you joining this morning. Good morning. So, where are you coming from? And what's one thing you are grateful for? If we're gonna wake up to our potential, let's get right into it.
Good morning.
Yes.
Oh my god. I got so excited. The camera
That was the
fell.
best
Hi.
start ever.
Oh, totally.
For those of you who can't see, Daniel got so excited that like just everything fell off and exploded.
Wah! Oh my god. This
I
is
feel like it's been
embarrassing.
so long since I've seen you. I haven't been able to make the morning downloads live, but it literally it feels like weeks.
I know.
Um,
It does
so I'm
feel like
so
weeks.
grateful to see
We
you.
miss you. We miss you. Everybody misses you. Everybody's asking about you guys.
Aw.
So yeah. So the
Well,
fam, you have the fam's support and the fam's
good,
love. So don't worry.
good. Well, thank you so much. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, Cassie's been really
Of
sick for a
course.
while, and so we've been supporting her, and she's getting better. She's having much better days than not. And we're going through some massive transitions and learning how to take care of ourselves. So
Yeah.
um, today I'm
And all
in
that magic the
Seattle.
universe is preparing you for.
That's
Mhm.
right. That's right. And we keep moving, because that's what we do. We do what we love and we help others do the same. That's one of the reasons why we're here, right? Oh, it's brilliant on StreamYard. Your face is frozen like this. And it just it
You
makes me
know, happy
happy.
hashtag Mexican Wi-Fi.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, I was in Mexico last week, like, right next to Daniel. I was so it was
Yeah.
really hard not to see you, but not so
But you
hard
had a
that I
great
couldn't
time. It
enjoy the
did. I was
beach.
gonna
Yeah.
say it really, really didn't look like you were too stressed out about
I was not. I
that.
did a really good job. I put my phone down for 6 hours a day. I still managed to lead my groups and show up here, and now I'm in Seattle, and it greeted me. I'm looking over the Puget Sound right now. I can see
Uh-huh.
seals. And we've been greeted with the wonderful Seattle wet, cold rain, and I got sick like right in right in tune with it. But I'm just riding the wave. So one of the things I was talking about, I told Daniel right before we started, is that I did. So
Of
Cassie's
course.
been sick too, and we use it. Obviously sometimes it's an opportunity to slow down, and that's what we both got. And I did
It's a
a
cleansing.
500
Yeah.
piece puzzle for the first time in my life, and I worked on it for 6 hours straight, and then again 2 hours the next day, an hour the next day, and I realized I said to Cassie later that night, like, I don't think I've ever worked on anything that long, hard, singularly focused. It's since I don't know, I can't remember. I really can't, since
My
maybe a
question
play
would be why?
rehearsal where we were forced to be there, right? Or paid
Uh-huh.
to be there
Yeah.
for that long. Yeah. So I was
Of
looking at
course.
that because so many people, I've heard the energy of stuckness and how do we move through winter and get out of our own way and actually get into action and things we care about. And I was looking at that. Yeah.
Right.
Why was a puzzle brought me so much? And I realized it stimulated my brain in a way that was really exciting, and it turned chaos into organization, and that's something I love. And I realize I maybe it's a strength that I have, a muscle I've practiced. But
It's
it
almost
was
like a
like finding the
meditate.
diamond in the rough. Yeah, and it's very meditating because when you find that piece, it's just like
Hmm.
um, but it kept me going. Like I didn't want to stop, and it wasn't an obsession. I realized it was just something like for the first time, I was really allowing my mind to work at something that I loved. And so many of us are looking for how to actually get out of our own way and get into movement. And sometimes we have to take a new action, and that's some of the best ways. Daniel, you've talked about, just taking a different route to work. can shift
Sure.
everything
Exactly.
in your life, right? You don't
Yeah.
have to work on a puzzle for 6 hours or
It also
go
reminds me
run a
too that
marathon tomorrow.
exactly, exactly. It's all about choice, right? Everything is
Mhm.
about choice, and oftentimes when we're stuck, we are stuck and not making a choice, right? If
Yes.
we actually made a choice, we wouldn't feel stuck. But let's talk about the. Can we talk about the energetics of that right now, and
Yeah,
everything that's going on
absolutely.
energetically? So the first half of the year, not first half, the first quarter of the year, January, February, March, is you're talking about Capricorn energy, you're talking about Pisces energy, some Aquarius energy. And that Pisces and that Capricorn energy can also be energies that are very sedentary, right? They're energies that are very much focused on emotions, or they're focused
Mm,
on practicality and productivity and all of those kind of things. So there's
I feel like I'm
we
all of those
naturally come
things.
into, yeah, we start the year off with that list of things that we want to accomplish this year, right? And
Yeah.
Capricorn, and also the
2020
first of the
is
year
gonna
was
be
actually
different.
right, and it was also this year 2022 began on a new moon. And it began on the new
Mm,
moon of Capricorn. So it
ooh.
was really, really infused with this energy that this year was going to be all about hard work. Now that's fine, that's good. It's a good solid base. But right here, right now, which I'm so happy we're talking about this today, we just we had the equinox. We had the equinox last Monday. We had the equinox Sunday, Monday, and it's the Aries equinox. And the Aries equinox, the energy of Aries is a fire. It's a fire sign. It comes in, it takes over, it does whatever the heck it wants to. It doesn't sit there and meditate and think about things that need to get done. It just does them. You know, it just does them. And it was really, 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 really that power and that energy right now is something that we're all going to tap into. Just go with it. Okay, just completely go with it and allow yourself to not think so much, not get so emotional about things. Now is the time to choose to do those things that you've put on the side and just go for right now. You
Yes.
know?
I
Yeah.
love hearing the energetic side of it, and
Yeah.
I also just wanted to say too, I mean, for those of you that don't understand the energy, it's you did such a great job of explaining that. And whether we like it or not, we're part of, or whether you believe in
Uh-huh.
astrology or not, we are part of, we're water. We're affected by the
Yep.
moon and the tides. One of the things I've loved about surfing and surfing all over the world is I'm getting to understand nature and weather in a whole new way. And I can
Hmm.
literally start to feel the tides, notice the moon energy,
Right.
notice the water. And the thing is, we talk about that as woo woo, but we're so removed from it. That's all that is we actually used to grow up in tribes inland, completely connected. And now we've put ourselves in boxes and surrounded with technology. So some of us are so removed. So one of the things we can do to get out of our own way is literally is understanding what's going on
Hmm.
and just doing something that you love. I
That's
was
right.
thinking about how do I motivate? I am all about my inner child.
Yes.
And I think if we use play again, like children have no problem motivating. Okay. If they want to
No.
do something, they go do it. Right.
Yeah,
As
and they
adults, we're
switch
like,
their mind.
oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't feel like it.
I don't care.
So one thing I do, no matter what, whether I feel like it or not, I move my body every morning. And we're here, and I try to find bodies of water wherever I travel. And usually
Nice.
next to a body of water, there's rocks or pebbles. And one of my favorite things to do is to skip rocks. And it brings me so much joy, and it feels meditative and
That's
exciting. And
awesome.
I'm tuning in with nature, and so
Uh-huh.
that's like a little thing that if I go skip rocks like down here for 5 minutes, it changed my
Uh-huh.
entire day yesterday. Like I
Aw.
didn't need to, yeah, there's a lot of things on my to-do list, right? But if you're not feeding yourself with something that you actually love, how are you supposed to motivate towards anything else? Right? If you're not
Exactly.
feeding yourself at least one little thing. I
That's
know
right.
someone too that there's the great saying, like, we can't think our way into right action. We can only act our way into right thinking. So
That's
if we're
right. Ooh, I love
stuck,
that.
all we need to do is take an action. So
Mhm.
like, this is another great thing, and lower like micro action. Like, I know someone who was trying to have a breakthrough in brushing their teeth. right? They really didn't like brushing their teeth. And
Oh,
so
right.
instead of forcing themselves to try to brush their teeth, they lowered the bar and they said, I'm just going to touch my toothbrush every night. I'm just going to touch it. And sure enough, by just touching it, it was like, well, I might as well do the thing now, And that's something that doesn't necessarily, may not have brought this person joy, but it was an action that was actually helping move something for them, like
Yeah,
their
and then they were
potential
also
loss of their
asking
teeth.
for, yeah, exactly. They were asking for, okay, well, they had the awareness that they needed to create something, that they needed to do something about it, right?
Yeah.
And so they had the awareness that they needed to do something about it. And then they just took a tiny little step in that direction. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Yeah.
energy follows where attention leads us.
Yeah.
So if
Energy
your attention
goes,
is focused,
flows where energy goes, where attention.
attention goes.
Yes. Energy flows
Attention,
where attention
exactly.
goes.
Thank you. Totally. And so, but how oftentimes have you had your attention on something and you didn't flow with it? You were in resistance to it, and then it created the opposite effect because you didn't follow the energy, right?
Yeah. I mean, your energy could be resistance and you're leading into
That's
that,
right.
which is cool too.
That's
Like
right.
you can look at that.
Right.
Um, it's so funny too, because I was just talking to a friend yesterday she's a brilliant, brilliant artist, musician. She is just crushing it and always putting out music, hitting top of charts. And there was something that was a rule that was changed for musicians in the charts that actually had her fall like completely to the bottom. And it was basically they changed how the music industry works, and
Mhm.
how we attract fans and things. And it had her whole system like not work anymore. And she was really just stuck in
Mm.
how to motivate, how to move forward, and totally burned out from trying to do it all herself. And we look at
Wow.
how to find energy, and it's like, well, yeah, right? Like, where are we trying to do these things ourselves? Where are we trying to take on things ourselves? Because if you don't feel like it, maybe you just need to bring some play and lightness to it. Like you could make it a game. You could bring a friend
Yeah.
into it. My mom, my mom used to always call a friend when she cleaned her house. I actually know also a stand-up comic that had an entire podcast, and you could
Uh-huh.
hear it interviewing people while she's cleaning her house. And so
I love it.
and they'd be over with her or they'd be on the phone, and you could like hear her vacuuming, and she's like, yeah, so tell me about that time you were like, and that was her thing. It was like clean with
So she made
me.
it fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So whatever, you're looking to
That's
motivate, you could
cool.
actually create some accountability, some partnership, or some fun around it, some play, some lightness. And what do you
Right.
want to be
Right.
doing? And is the thing you
I
think
love
you
that too
need and
because,
should be doing, do you actually want to be doing that? Are you trying to force yourself to show up for
right.
something that maybe you actually don't even want to do?
By the way, can I just talk about what created the greatest ease for me with all those things that I wasn't able to get around to?
Please.
Hiring
Yeah, what's
somebody
worked
to
for
do
you?
them.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Yeah.
hired somebody to do those things that I don't like to do. And what happened then? I created some flow of energy, whereas
Mm.
my resistance or my frustration or whatever was not poured into that thing that I didn't want to do. And I was creating an opportunity for somebody. And by creating that opportunity for somebody, they were really excited to do what I wasn't excited to do. And you would believe, I know you may be sitting there, you guys may be sitting there thinking, yeah, that must be nice. I don't have the kind of money to hire somebody. Just look, you stop going into conclusions and start asking, because you will be very, very surprised at who, first of all, would love the opportunity to do some work with you or to work
Oh
with you.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
also who would actually appreciate the connection with you. It's not always about
Yeah.
money. It could be an exchange. Maybe, you have somebody do something for you that you don't like to do, but they have something that you like to do. It's like going into business, right? My business coach, I'm going to give a huge shout out to her. Her name's Lauren Marie. She's fucking badass.
Let's write her
And
name
I
down.
love
How do
her
you spell
so
it?
much.
Lauren Marie. Marie.
Yeah, Lauren Marie. And Lauren Ig, she has this this way of looking at business in which obviously, inevitably, you need certain types of people, certain energies in your business. You need a creator, you need a mover, and you need a connector. And a lot of times, they're energies that we are, whatever it is we are, that's what we want to focus on. And that's whatever it is that we love. So it could be that we love creating, or it could be that we love moving or whatever. But to find those other components of your business that love to do the things that you don't, right? And vice versa. And you love to do things that they don't, or that they're not good at. And then all of a sudden, as a collective, as this pyramid, power each other, and the entity itself of your business, or the entity of itself of whatever it is, then grows and becomes exponentially greater because you've gotten out of the way of the, oh, I hate it, or oh, or I'm not good at this, or I don't want to do that. Because every time we do that, we get stuck. You know, we get stuck.
And if you're saying I'm not good at it, you'll find that evidence. Absolutely. You'll find evidence for any energy you're looking for. So I love that you said, you know, I'll just hire someone. We have when Cassie and I first started our business, Soul Fit NYC, like Soul Fitness, Soul Cycle had to send us a cease and desist. So we knew we were doing well, that we got their attention.
Absolutely.
Around branding, but you know, soul fitness is what was important to us. Like, how can our soul be well? And one of the things we had to do was ask for help, but we didn't have money to hire a team. And we ended up having, at one point, we had 5 interns working for us, and we didn't pay any of them. And we were straight up front. We said, listen, we don't have the money right now. This is what we're building. This is what we're up to. This is what we believe in. And we need support. And we would love to have your support if this is something you love. And, you know, there was college students, people coming out of college looking for internship and training. They were like, oh my God, I love what you do. I'd love to help build your business. I'd love the experience. And we had the agreement that we would hire them if and when we could. And one of them ended up, she owns her own social media management company now.
That's so cool.
She actually, we didn't end up needing to hire any of them, and everything worked out. And we had support, and I just couldn't, I'm like, wow, all these people work for us for free. But, you know, we gave them a lot of value, and they gave us a lot of value. So you just never know. And there's one more quick story. I remember I was stuck moving, and I posted on Facebook, like, I'm just feeling stuck, overwhelmed. Is anyone available to help? My friend wrote, like, oh my God, I love to organize. Like, can I come over this day? And she went through everything with me, and just, or just having someone there to hang out with you and support. You know, there's all types of ways you can be creative to get through and to take action.
Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. And, you know, first of all, congratulations on calling all that attention to Soul Cycle. Bureaucracy cracks me up in this reality in which they're the only ones that are allowed to call anything soul based.
Around fitness. It was like, it's really interesting. That's another podcast.
There can be no other. Exactly. So, you know what we say, guess what you get to do? You get to outcreate them all.
That's right.
There's no
here we are today. They've been already bought out by Equinox.
Better than anything. And here we are today. Equinox, exactly. Great. I love this conversation. So what can we do? What can we share with everyone today, Ben? Something that's like kind of like home play for the week, right? Let's utilize this amazing Aries Equinox energy that is going to support you. Really going after what you want, but take steps.
And while we do that,
you know what I mean?
I would love everyone who's watching to share one thing that you've gotten out of this conversation so far. One word, one sentence, just share something so we know that you're alive and breathing and listening, because we see you watching.
I know, we see you watching. I see. I love this person's name on Instagram. Why now is your time. I don't know who you are, but I love your vibe. Why now is your time. Amen.
Amen.
Is why? Now is your time.
Becky
Badass
said,
coach,
I have to
energy
force
flow. Hell
myself to
yeah.
go outside. So what if you didn't have to
Nice.
force yourself? What if you created some play around it or a game around it, or you did it in service of something else? Um,
Mhm.
what if you could create there's so many things, like even in the snow or the rain, like snow, you can make a mini snowball fight. You could secretly,
Uh-huh.
have an agreement you're going to do that with someone, or jump in a puddle today, right?
Yeah.
Like maybe you put on your rain boots and give yourself a chance to do that, or maybe you go without an umbrella and you go run in the rain and take a hot shower afterwards. Something
Yeah,
that might
Becky, come on.
actually
You're in Florida and you have a pool. Jump in it.
I have a hard time going outside. Yeah, I'm gonna give
What?
you this, like, 30-degree Puget Sound, to jump into, Becky. We'll trade. I'll
Exactly.
come jump in your warm pool. Yeah,
We
and
also
she
have
said it requires energy. So what would be possible? It feels like it requires energy, but how would you like to feel afterwards? And what would
right.
be possible by jumping in? What energy might you gain from that? Because often we think, oh, it's going to take energy to go out there. But
Yeah.
often if we put ourselves into nature, we gain energy. So you're literally, it's like you're going outside to plug in. So rather than thinking of going outside to deplete, what if going outside was actually for you to plug in?
Yeah, I recently hired a personal trainer that I've been working with for the last few weeks, and he's
Ooh,
great because
Daniel.
spring is coming. I like to give him a really hard time.
Of
I
course
call
you
him
do.
I call him the god of Mexican torture. And it's good because it allows me to get that energy out of like what you're feeling, Becky, of like, oh God, I don't want to go out. And I hold myself accountable to the fact that I pay this person, I pay him monthly, I invest energy and money into it. So I go no matter what. Even if I don't want to go, like yesterday, I did not want to go. And actually, quite frankly, I rarely want to go. Right.
Yeah, I was gonna
But
say.
I feel good in my body afterwards. And it's like, it's fun and it's nice. But, it's like finding that way of being able to hold myself accountable for my choices. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Hold myself accountable for what it is that I'm really, really asking for. And if I can
Yeah.
hold myself accountable, then and sometimes it takes money, sometimes it takes a little bit of an investment, sometimes it takes just a commitment to saying, hey, you know what, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to go after, and then allowing the energy to meet you. Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
had a f
sometimes it doesn't feel so light, but who cares? What voice are you listening to? We have all these voices in our head that say, I don't want to go outside today. Why do you want to? And the minute you say that, it's like it gives you a reasoning and justification, right?
Mhm,
It's like, I don't want to go outside today because I'd rather just stay inside with my kids, or it's too hot outside, or whatever.
mhm.
And that energy is you'll always find a reason. You'll always find a reason.
Absolutely.
That voice in your head will always justify the reason why you're not choosing. So just
Mm.
freaking choose. All of us,
Also
just choose, guys.
how long
It's
do
the
you wanna
greatest
live?
gift we have.
How do you wanna feel? Do you wanna feel better today? So one of the guaranteed things you can do to feel better is to go outside each day. So do you wanna
Right.
take care of your health, or do you wanna let your health decline over time? So if we
And also
actually
ask
want
your
to live and
body.
we have that energy,
Yeah.
like, what do you need? The sunshine is something we actually need. Our bodies depend on.
Yeah.
And so sometimes it's not even about our brain. Yeah, you can ask your body what we need, and support and accountability and partnership. I bet if you posted on
Right.
Facebook, is anyone else looking for, an exercise buddy or a walk partner or anything like that, that there's someone else that could use that too, that's also resisting, but also would like to have a breakthrough in their health. And then you create partnership. It becomes bigger than you. And I've been a personal trainer for 12 years, and I've still do it because I love it. I have one client that I've kept throughout the pandemic, and
That's awesome.
she travels the world. And what's amazing about it is even, and she loves to train herself most of the time. It's like I'll tell her, she's like, "No, I'm gonna do this." I'm like, "Okay, cool." But it's her time. She's paying for it. And She said, the reason you're here is so I'll do the third set. I can do 2 sets on my own, but I'll never do a third. But because you're watching me, I will. And because I'm paying you, I'll show up.
Yeah.
So, half of it's
Yep.
just about putting that investment down. And whether it's financial or not, investing your time
Right.
and energy and doing it because you said you would, and allowing, you could have a friend say, hey, when I say I don't feel like it, your job is to kick my butt to do it. Right. Because integrity is doing what you said you would do, whether you feel like it or not. Right. If you're committed to
Yeah.
something and following through with the action, and, just getting that other stuff out of the way. So yeah, we can live
I
in
said to
excuses, or we
Omar,
can put a fire under our butt and set up like accountability around us so that we actually can't not do these things. Right. Omar
yeah.
starts
So
showing up at your
yesterday,
door.
I said to Omar yesterday, we were working on legs and it was like so freaking painful. And I was like, I fucking hate this. I can't stand this. This is crazy. Why am I doing this? Why am I putting myself through this? And I looked at him and I go, you know what, bro? I think next month we need to increase to 4 times a week. And I was like, did you just say that? Did you just say that? And I recognized and realized that it was my body speaking. Like, even though that limitation in my head doesn't like it or it's frustrated by it, my body loves it. And my body
Mm,
chases those opportunities to go outside of my comfort zone.
yeah, it probably didn't until you started experiencing it.
Yeah, exactly.
You're
For
not
sure.
chasing pain, but what you're starting to feel is with that pain comes growth and strength, and your body's understanding that this pain is temporary and it actually has a great response. You get
Yeah.
way more energy.
I'm going to keep telling myself that, Ben. Thanks.
Yeah. Well, we're just training ourselves newly. That's all it is. We're just creating new grooves. So if you have your body do anything regularly, it'll start craving it, whether it's eating McDonald's every day or starting to do
Mhm.
squats every day.
Yeah.
Whatever you give it regularly, it will ask for more of. So you can actually train it to listen for what it needs on a healthy scale, right?
Yeah.
And give it, even if it's just go outside for 5 minutes, right? Just lower the bar so it's
Right.
something that actually feels like growth, right? Someone said no pain, no gain. I personally don't like that. That feels like one of those sort of toxic masculine things of it has to be painful in order to gain strength. It does not.
Right.
It may be uncomfortable, right? But any
Mhm.
change is actually can create a gain. So it could be a minute change, and I think you can actually create change that feels really good too.
Yeah. I had a teacher, a Kabbalah teacher one time that said, true change comes when the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of changing. And that
Yes.
to me is what pain is. Pain is not choosing, right? So the pain comes when I don't go to the gym. The pain comes when at the end of the day, when I sit there and go, oh, God, I feel like crap. I should have gone to the gym
Yeah.
today. That regret for me that is pain.
Yeah.
So I totally, when you say text diver, I totally hear you when you say that, because for me, that pain is not going or not choosing or not being a part of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. The Texas
Yeah,
Dive Master. And Megan, good morning. Megan was one of my surfing buddies in Mexico.
it's awesome.
Um, and great health awareness. And I love that you
Hi,
said this
Megan.
quote because I'd heard this before. The true change comes when staying the same becomes more painful than not changing, right? I said than changing, but
Yeah,
that happened to me when I quit drinking. I talked about stopping drinking for a long time, and it just took more and more and more pain until I was really had enough. Like, I don't want to get arrested again. I don't want to feel like that ever again. And people say, I'm never drinking again. Really? Because usually people said I keep drinking, right? But there was some point where the change actually was really painful. I had to grieve like a whole part of my life giving up alcohol, but what came out
right.
of it was so much growth and incredible process. And same thing like with leading the Lions Den, like the men's work I do and the groups I do. I hadn't led it in a year, and it was like honestly becoming painful not doing it again, because it felt like
Hmm.
it was so present, and it just felt like something that had to come out of me, and I knew it was
Yeah.
waiting to, and I knew it's something I love to do and I'd like to do more of, and I literally couldn't not do it anymore. It became so uncomfortable that I finally was like, hired a coach, was like, will you make me do this? He's like, sure, you're going to start next week, you're going to call these people. And now I'm running 2
Right.
lion dens, and it feels amazing. The energy's so much lighter than all the avoidance time I spent. But,
Hell yeah.
that's what I needed to go through to
It's freaking
get my
awesome,
ass
dude.
motivated sometimes. Right. And we
Yeah,
don't have to go
totally.
through pain though to do what we love. That's my point, is that we can actually, it doesn't
Yeah.
have to be painful.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I think also words are so powerful.
Mm,
And we all have different perceptions and definitions of words,
mhm.
and feel like, because there are many are motivated by pain, right?
Yeah.
Many are motivated by pain. And what is that energy to you that motivates you?
And pain's a
Let's
reaction,
use that.
right? It's a response to something.
Yeah, something that needs attention usually, especially when we talk about pain or
Yeah.
dis-ease in the body, you
Mm.
know. Yeah, yeah.
Even
So we're moving
emotional
that
pain.
energy.
Right? So many
Absolutely.
people, and I'm going to say
Absolutely.
this right now too, because I'm just seeing more and more, so many people are starting to deal with depression, discomfort, anxiety now,
Yeah.
grief. Mental health advocates are continually told this wave. Like, I'm seeing more and more suicidal ideation amongst people. And I don't know if it's just that we're more comfortable talking about it now, but I just want to say that, the pain and suffering is optional. And as people, and I'm noticing, experiencing this pain again, it's actually an opportunity, and I'm seeing people ask for help in a new way. And I've talked to so many
Hmm.
clients who said, I cannot find a therapist anywhere. There's like none available. I've talked to people in multiple countries and states, and they're like, therapists just
Wow.
like, there's these long lines. It's, and they are available and online, but it's interesting how many more people have come to me as a coach to say, like, I don't know what to do anymore and I need help. And so it can be, you said,
Yeah.
it can be a flag, right? It can be a sign that something needs attention. So if you're
Sure.
experiencing pain on a daily basis, it could just be that, hey, maybe you need to look at that. Maybe this pain's trying to
Hmm.
teach you something. And maybe it's an opportunity to create change in your life, to actually listen that, hey, something I've been doing isn't working anymore. And maybe it's like not living up to some potential, or just, staying stuck. But that asking for help is such a huge, huge act of courage. And that
Right.
alone can be the single most simple, powerful tool you use today. If you don't know what to do, or you're in
Right.
pain, or you feel like going outside requires too much energy, or whatever the thing is you're dealing with today, you're allowed to ask for help.
Ask for help. Yeah. Let's allow that to be this space that we invite everybody to this week, right? The
Yeah.
space of asking for help, recognizing that there are plenty of people, places, and situations around you who want to help you, who want to reach out, who want to support you. So, including us. I
Yes.
know that
Yeah.
Ben and I
Let's have an
both,
ask
I
for help
have a
challenge.
private practice myself. Yeah. So, we're here for you. So, thank you guys for into this.
Hmm. Yes, thank you so much. And I'd love to hear what resonated. If you're watching, just let us know one thing that landed, and share this with someone who could use it today, so that we can help spread this medicine. And I want to see everybody here, same time, same place next week. Actually, we'll be earlier, so we'll be back on the East Coast next week. And let us know how asking for help goes. And if you want any support or structure, accountability around it, reach out to us.
What else is possible now? Ben,
What
thank you
else
so
is
much, my brother,
possible?
as always. I'm so grateful for
Yeah.
you. So grateful for the space that you are and the space that you allow. So thank you.
Oh,
And
my
thanks to
pleasure.
everyone who's watching. And Angela said on Instagram, my dear friend Angela, change doesn't have to be a struggle. I love that. Thank you for
Mm.
sharing that, Angela. Yes,
And Megan said, "Thank you for
exactly.
prompting a
Guys,
healthy
have a wonderful
challenge." You're
week.
so welcome. Oh, wait, we got one more. And
Exactly.
healing
Healing
is
is
a
a journey.
journey. Amen.
You
Well, thank
are
you, Daniel,
freaking
and thank you,
awesome, Texas
everyone
Dive
who's
Master.
listening. Yes.
Absolutely. Have a great, amazing week, you guys, and we'll see you next week.
Take care. Adios. Ciao, amigos. Okay. Hi.